Good Saturday morning to you. You found Buddy's Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, talking everything that is sports, and right now that means basketball, I believe. I'm joined by my partner in crime, JJ LaSalva. JJ, basketball last night or paradise?
Both. Well, baseball.
Baseball.
I was watching a horrendous Team USA.
Okay. We're going to...
Or what they put together.
Are we really going to open the show with...
Why not? Talk show. We can talk about baseball.
Display of baseball last night.
Well, USA isn't really taking this World Baseball thing seriously, which I don't blame them for because as a fan, I don't take it seriously. It's spring training. These guys aren't on top of their game. When you look at Mexico's lineup, all these guys are minor leaguers. Adrian Gonzalez, obviously, big name.
Who hit a bomb last night.
Yeah, Yovani Gallardo pitches for the Brewers. So there's some legit MLB talent, but mostly, AAA players, AA players, Mexican league
Not a
players.
whole lot of major league talent, though, on the American team either.
But then when you look at the U.S. team, yeah. They're like Jimmy Rollins.
Like I said, not much talent.
Are you saying he's the best leadoff hitter in America? Gee.
He's the best leadoff hitter they can get to commit to going.
Yeah, he's not even the best leadoff hitter on Philadelphia.
No. Chase Utley's that if he'd ever stay healthy.
Well, Chase Utley's not a leadoff hitter, but...
He could be.
Yeah. Michael Bourne, there's a lot of guys. But this World Baseball Classic thing, USA lost 6-2, 5-2.
When R.A. Dickey, and I know he won the Cy Young last year, but when a knuckleballer is your ace of the staff...
of the country.
You know what I mean?
Where's CC?
Where's... I got one name for you.
Strasburg.
No. I got even
Holiday.
better name. Verlander.
Yeah, of course.
Where's Verlander?
I don't know.
Where's Cole Hamels?
I don't know where these guys are. They're in spring
Where
training.
they're at. Yeah. They're in Florida and Arizona in spring training.
Well, Arizona's where
everybody's supposed to be.
Right. They moved. Well, USA is playing their games in Arizona, so it's, I guess, not too far if they drop out of the tournament in a couple days for these guys to go back to the Cactus League or whatever. But it's depressing to watch. You got Teixeira just had to pull out because he got hurt. Brett Hosmer's first base.
Teixeira's out for 8 to 10 weeks now with the Yankees. You think the Yankees are real fond of the World Baseball Classic?
Oh, my. The Yankees aren't worried. The Yankees need to worry about their team and their team only. Jeter's just now coming back. Obviously, A-Rod's hurt. Mariano's coming back. Teixeira's out. They're just super old.
Let me pose this question.
I don't think they'll make the playoffs this year.
Let me pose this question to you. Could you ever see a scenario, and see, the World Baseball Classic was supposed to be like the World Cup of baseball.
That's
the major leagues,
but
the major leagues never got behind it.
Right.
If Bud Selig threw the power of the major leagues behind it, it would get big.
If they decided
to play
it at
a wrong time,
in the middle of the season, took like a 2-week break off,
it would be huge.
Yeah.
Huge, just like, but the World Cup's played in the middle of the summer.
Right, which is the off season.
If they would play this game in December, play this tournament in December, and let these guys go instead of playing in the Venezuelan League and the Mexican League, they train for this, then maybe you might get some big guys playing in it. But no guy that's making... I was surprised Teixeira played in it. I'm surprised general managers allow, Craig Kimbrell's in the game.
I don't want him in the game.
I, as a Braves fan, don't want him anywhere near the World Baseball Classic.
Neither. He needs to be chilling in Orlando.
He needs to be doing whatever the regimen is that the pitching coach, Roger McDowell, wants him to do it in Orlando at Lake Buena Vista.
Put your feet up. Chill.
Yeah, he needs to be throwing. He needs to be getting his arm in good shape for the beginning of the baseball season. He does not need to be trying to strike out Japanese base hitters, baseball players.
Bringing it all he's got.
He doesn't need to try to strike out, the Croatian baseball team.
That's why these players are never going to get behind it, because us as fans will never get behind it.
No, because it's at the beginning of baseball season. I don't want anything right now. If Kimbrell gets hurt, now as a Braves fan, my season starts in the tank.
Right.
I don't want that.
One of our best players. Gone.
I don't want not our best players. One of the Braves'
best players.
We're just fans, JJ. We don't own the place.
Maybe one day.
Had to correct another LaSalva yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I think it's, in America when it comes to baseball, it's a very regional sport. People are fans of their club. All right, I'm not a fan of USA Baseball per se. I'm a fan of the Braves. And that's how mostly everybody feels.
Yes.
Because USA Baseball just started.
See, I'm a fan of the Atlanta Braves, and the Atlanta Braves have Venezuelan players, Mexican
I'll
players.
take them all. I don't care.
I don't care. I want to be baseball to us, to Americans. Baseball is what soccer is to the rest of the world.
It's an international game.
It's an international play. International players play it, but we don't care.
Yeah.
Just like in Real Madrid, those guys aren't all Spanish.
Oh man, most of them are.
But they don't care.
Yeah, they might have. In England, it's sort of an issue with some teams.
But those teams are bottom feeders for doing that.
And in Russia, they still have some problems with certain fans don't want, certain
non-Russian players.
Yeah.
But that's what baseball is. Baseball has become, and I was watching a special on Major League Baseball Network 2 days ago, and they were talking about how the African American contingent in the major leagues is down to literally like 7%.
It's because there's so many Spanish ball players.
But ethnically,
Asians.
it's still a very, very diverse league.
Right.
The African American contingent, strictly African Americans are falling off because they have baseball.
Because all of Americans are falling off.
But if you look, the American contingent, the Caucasian American contingent, ain't really on the upswing in baseball
That's
either.
what I'm saying. Americans are slowly but surely.
It is a Central
replaced.
American and South American and Asian game. It's becoming that. And here's the thing. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care.
As long as the Braves.
As long as they're playing baseball
in America.
And the Braves are good. I will learn to pronounce the names.
Yeah,
It don't bother me.
I appreciate watching good talent. I don't care where you're from.
I want to see the bet. That's why I don't watch soccer all the time. I give you mess on the radio about soccer, but I'm really not that much of a. I'm not a soccer hater like I portray sometimes.
Right.
But I watch the World Cup game, every game of the World Cup that I can get my hands on.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Because that's the best of the best.
Sort of.
Well, it's all-star teams. Well, yeah. I mean, when Italy's playing.
Yeah, when the big names.
When Spain's playing. Yeah, I don't want to watch Croatia play. I don't want to watch
Croatia's actually got a good
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't want to watch like Nepal play Zimbabwe, you know what I mean? I don't want to watch that.
Yeah.
But when England straps it on to play Italy,
right.
I got the TV on.
There.
When Germany and Spain square off on the pitch,
sure.
I got my TV on.
On the pitch, I like that.
I got my TV on with the beer right there, brother. Well, not beer anymore, but you know what I mean.
Your vodka.
Yeah. So I like to watch the best, but that's why somebody says, why would you watch the Summer Olympics are garbage? But it's the best people at that given sport all grouped together.
I think Asia, they've won. There's only been 2 World Baseball Classics. Japan won one and South Korea won one.
I know. It's kind of like...
And the Little League World Series. Those Asian kids kill it every year.
That's exactly what I think of. I think of the World Baseball Classic...
As a big boy.
As like a big boy version of the Little League World Series. That's exactly. And don't get me wrong, I like watching the Little League World Series. I don't take it too serious.
No.
I'm
not taking this
I watched the USA and Mexico last night. Not really. It's not really.
I was disappointed as an American.
But it's not an indictment on baseball in America.
No, I was like, we invented this game. I don't care if we lose.
Exactly. It's kind of like basketball. If we ever got to where we would lose at basketball, which by the way we won't. America will not lose at basketball as long as the NBA players do. And that's somebody says, "Oh, but only the best NBA players." Let me explain something to you. You take the best Spanish players, the Gasol brothers, Ricky Rubio. They got 4 or 5 guys that are in the NBA, 6 guys that are in the NBA that can play. They can ball, no doubt.
They don't have the depth.
America has
hundreds
somewhere in the neighborhood of 500-600 that can ball. Remember, people seem to forget. Remember, that guy that's 12th on the depth chart on the NBA team
is one of the best players in the world.
World. He would go. You know why he's in the NBA and not in Europe? because he's too good to play in Europe.
Yeah.
He's the 12th man on the bench. He gets no playing time. He's the guy that has his whole claim to fame is at the end of practice every day, he has LeBron James sweat on his jersey from where LeBron's beat on him all practice.
At least in basketball, you can go play somewhere. Like, there are a bunch of leagues where there is players making some bread out there.
Well, the European Basketball League, to me...
And in Asia and all over
But
the
those
place.
leagues, to me, is the MLS and soccer here.
Oh, it is.
It's where you're not good enough to play with the big boys, but you're good enough to still make a little cash.
Yeah, exactly. Which, hey, that's awesome for you.
But the MLS is never going to get. I
never
realized.
gonna be the Premier
I realized
League.
5-6 years ago what the MLS is. It's the minor leagues of soccer where major players go to get a huge paycheck in the twilight of their career.
Yes.
That's exactly
And
what it is.
You know, with the
Name
Beckhams and the
recognition,
Robbie
yeah.
Keanes, and now they're looking at the Ronaldinhos and the Kaká type
Well,
players.
you know, what was his name? The Frenchman that came over here and played.
Oh, Thierry Henry.
Yeah, Henri came
still
over here.
plays here.
Yeah, he plays in the MLS. I remember 12 years ago at the World Cup, Henri was one of the greatest players
Yeah,
in the world.
12 years ago.
12 years ago.
1998, he was awesome.
Now he's at the MLS getting paid.
Yes. Not getting paid what he was getting paid.
No, but he's still making a great check for an
Right.
old guy.
And
And when we say old, what's Henri, like 36?
36, 37.
Yeah, which is ancient in
Right.
soccer age.
When you got to constantly be running around.
Yeah, jogging around, standing around, doing nothing.
The
Yeah, we know.
MLS isn't a bad league.
It's just not a good league.
It's just hard for Americans because we see so much other soccer on TV. You know, in America, you see more soccer than in any other country in the world.
Which is amazing to me.
Yeah, I saw something online that said there's over 80 channels, if you count some of the Spanish broadcasting channels, that show soccer games at least once a year.
Right.
And we see all this good soccer on TV, and then we got to look at our domestic league and be like, dang,
Well,
man, we're
that's why,
supposed to be fans of this.
That's why I'm saying.
It's like a double A team.
That's what I'm saying. I know you guys like soccer and all, but that's why I'm saying it'll never catch on as a major sport here because it is on more television here than anywhere else in the world.
And it's still not
And it's
the
still
biggest-
second rate.
Yeah. It's like the fourth biggest sport.
And all the world television markets, the one that shows more soccer than any other place in the world is the United States. And in retrospect, only a handful of people watch it when you think about the total number of
Yeah.
people that watch.
Compared to our other
You're not going to
sports.
get 230,000 people to go to a soccer game in America.
230,000.
You get 200.
NASCAR, man.
You get 230,000 go to Bristol and watch
Yeah,
NASCAR.
Exactly. 100,000 on a Saturday afternoon to watch in a Tennessee football team
No,
that's horrendous.
That's 110, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Neyland Stadium can sell out with like an 0-10 team.
Yeah, of course.
But, you know, the Chicago Fire are probably packing like 10,000 people. in their
Arkansas,
stadium.
the University of Arkansas could go 2-10,
Yeah.
sell out every home.
Yeah. It's just how it's going to be around here. Man.
It is. So, soccer doesn't get its fair due in this country, but it's because
And
we don't
USA
put-
Baseball doesn't either.
It's because
That's
we
how
don't
it
put the
started.
best product on the game. And USA Baseball doesn't either for the same exact reason. The best product is not on the field, and nor should it be. It's spring training.
Yeah.
I don't care about World Baseball. I care about making sure that the Braves are ready opening day.
It's sad when there's more interesting baseball stories. Than, like right now, I'm watching ESPN. Mo Rivera's announcing his retirement. There's a lot of injuries. There's big names being signed. This Sale kid, the pitcher for Chicago, did you see his contract he got?
Yes.
Insane.
Yep. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to tell you where Tiger Woods is on the leaderboard at the World Golf Championships in Doral. Plus, ESPN Game Day, where are they at today? You might be surprised where they're deciding to go today. And the Chicago Blackhawks and the Miami Heat, 2 streaks. How are they doing with their streaks? We'll talk about that next. Buddy Saturday Sports page on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Every day we hear another story about innovation or about cutting-edge technology taking place right here in Ocala. The power plant, IHMC, Ocala 489. Did you know that important medical research is also being conducted here that may impact hundreds of thousands of people in the country someday. Maybe you've heard the name Renstar, but like so many others, perhaps you didn't realize that Renstar Medical Research is one of the top facilities of its kind anywhere in the U.S. There are important research studies being conducted by a highly qualified team of medical experts at Renstar, impacting decisions of major pharmaceutical companies and bringing new drugs to market. And you can be a part of these studies, as so many local people have done and are currently doing. Renstar has conducted more than 500 studies since its inception and would like to extend the opportunity to you to be a part of these cutting-edge programs. Call 877-629-5800 or 352-629-5800 if you'd like to know more. Renstar Medical Research, locally owned and operated in beautiful downtown Ocala. Renstar, seeking tomorrow's answers to the health questions of today.
Hello, I'm Dawn Lovell, lead event designer and owner at Party Time Rentals. Have you ever wondered what it takes to make an event spectacular? Well, look no further. It's what we do every day. Whether you're hosting an intimate dinner for 10 or a gala for thousands, at Party Time Rentals, we find just the right style and elegance to make your event a success. Our extensive inventory of the finest in chandeliers, tents, crystal, china, and specialty items is featured in our fabulous showroom. Stop by and say hello. It's a great way to get ideas for an event and experience for yourself how you can make your party time special.
Party Time Rentals, located on Southwest 10th Street, just off Route 200 in Ocala, and off Southwest 34th Street in Gainesville. For more information, call 352-629-8858. That's 352-629-8858. The party begins at Party Time.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
Well, the new year is upon us, and that means getting to those forgotten projects that you promised you would. So whether you're tackling a small honeydew list or building the Taj Mahal, Sunbelt Rentals will help you get the job done right with the right tools. From carpet cleaners to excavators, Sunbelt Rentals has what you need. So what are you waiting for? Get it done. Rent it now. From Sunbelt Rentals, located on Highway 27, just a half mile east of I-75, or visit sunbeltrentals.com. Get it done. Rent it now. Sunbelt Rentals.
Visit the WOCA website at www.woca.com.
It ain't what you mean. Goodbye. With that goodbye in your eyes, I know that I can't change.
We're back on Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, joined by JJ LaSalva. JJ, I know you're not a huge golf guy.
When Tiger's leading,
but you hear the name Tiger Woods and you perk up and start listening, don't you?
I watch.
So this weekend you're going to watch a little golf then?
I already have been.
Tiger Woods, 6 birdies over a span of 8 holes yesterday. Shot 65 to follow his 66 on day one. 13 under. Graham McDowell in second place. Mickelson back there in third place. Really big names up at the top of the leaderboard, but the only reason anybody's watching, Tiger Woods.
You know, Phil being up there would have helped, even if Tiger wasn't on the leaderboard, but
he is.
The ratings are going to be off the chain this weekend.
They really are.
I don't know if it's CBS or a NBC tournament.
Tiger Woods leads it at 13 under. Graham McDowell at 11 under, 2 strokes back. Then Phil Mickelson and Steve Stricker both at 10 under. Then you got 2 players, Frederick Jakobsen and Bubba Watson at 9 under. Then you got Keegan Bradley and Charles Schwartzel at 8 under. Dustin Johnson at 7 under. I don't think anybody – I think if Tiger keeps playing the way he's playing, the thing is he's throwing darts again.
Right at the pin.
Right at the pin. He yesterday, it putts inside of 10 feet, he was 11 for 11.
When you're on fire
That's
like
money.
that, man.
That's money.
You know who's not up there is your boy Rory.
Rory not
2
on the
under.
leaderboard. He's 2 under, way off the pace, 11 strokes back off the pace.
He's been struggling.
But he's tied with the likes of Ernie Els, Lee Westwood, Jim Furyk.
Remember what Gary Van Sickle said the other day? Wasn't it him that said, I think it's going to come out that his girl broke up with him?
Yeah. No, it wasn't Van Sickle that said that. It was Tom James said that.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm positive. But he says him and what's her name?
I don't know.
Wozniak.
Tennis player,
Wozniak said that they're fine. They both have, she's in Miami actually. She's at Doral watching him play golf. They wanted to put that to bed.
You know, everybody's got relationship troubles at times.
I think he's 23 years old. I have a 23-year-old that I deal with on a daily basis.
Me too.
Okay?
I got to deal with this.
Right. You deal with the guy every day.
He stinks.
Let's say last year when he was 22,
he won the Masters.
He was ranked number 1 in the world. He won a major, and he won a little over $10 million.
He didn't win the Masters.
And he won a little over Bubba Watson won the Masters. Right. And he won a little over $10 million. Would he be worth a damn at 23 the next year?
No.
No.
And
I think that's exactly what's happened.
And I would have definitely been the guy walking off the course and been like 2/3.
Do my 2/3.
2/3.
Time to go to the bar. Time to go to the bar. That's the thing. I think literally this is just a 23-year-old that's being 23.
A rich 23-year-old.
And people say, well, it didn't happen to Tiger. Tiger was a different animal.
He still
is. And
at
23, Tiger Woods had a very domineering dad that was still alive, standing right behind him.
You didn't ever hear about personal relationships.
No, because Earl wouldn't allow it.
Yeah, until he got married to what's-her-face.
Until Earl passed away, Tiger was Tiger's dad and Tiger playing golf. That was it.
Golf was Tiger's girl.
That was. I believe everybody says Elin and all this was the biggest blow to Tiger Woods' career was his father passing away.
Yeah. When did that happen?
I don't know when Earl, 5-6 years ago? You look that up. But when Earl Woods passed away, that was the biggest blow to Tiger Woods' game. That's when the trainer, I promise you.
He died in 2006.
I promise you, there wasn't a whole lot of skirting going on while Earl was alive. Okay? I bet if you look it up, all the infidelities happened between 2006 and 2009. Because Earl was all about the golf.
Yeah, they were married in 2004 or so. I love Google search. You type in Tiger Woods, and what's the first thing that shows up? Tiger Woods' ex-wife.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there you go. But Tiger Woods burning it up this weekend at Doral, a place he really likes. Have you noticed he's picking and choosing as he can golf courses he's very familiar with, and that's what you should do. Once you get to the
peak of your
where Tiger is in his career, you don't have to go play these courses that you don't necessarily.
And you can wear an ugly shirt that you did yesterday.
Did he wear an ugly shirt?
It was like white with just on the front it had like orange stripes. You didn't see that?
No,
it was ugly.
I got it DVR'd at the house. But I'm on tomorrow morning. I'm gonna wake up at like 9 and watch just 4 rounds of golf in a row. Bam, bam, bam.
So you're not watching today?
No.
Tiger tees off around 2:00.
Playing golf today.
Okay.
There's
some great basketball.
Be out at the Ocala Golf Club playing golf today. Kevin Klein, the pro out there, is taking care of Mr. Golf. I appreciate that. Getting a little golf in.
It's a good day to go golf.
It is. Great day to play basketball today. Some great games.
Great day to watch.
ESPN Game Day. Duke and Carolina tonight at 9 o'clock. Huge rivalry game on Tobacco Road. Game Day with Jay Billis, huge Duke alumni. Not there. They instead chose the noon game because it is the last time these two will play as members of the Big East.
Which they should have chose this game. I don't have a problem with them.
I don't have a problem with it only because it's the last game they play in the Big East. Georgetown coming off a tough loss to Villanova against Syracuse at Georgetown. Syracuse falling on some hard times, taking some tough losses that people thought Syracuse was a little better than they actually ended up being. I said last week, the day before Georgetown lost to Villanova, that there's one team nobody's talking about, Georgetown, and then they go lay an egg against Villanova. Thanks, Georgetown.
Well, Villanova, that is one of the weirdest teams this year.
Jay
Very
Wright,
strange.
Jay Wright seems to be able to coach his teams into winning games that they should win, and they lose games that you're like, really? How
Right.
did they lose that game?
I mean, all right. At home, they've destroyed like top 10 opponents.
Right.
Louisville came in number 5 in January. They beat them. Syracuse number 3. They beat them in overtime. They just beat Georgetown at home. But then you see them lose. They beat Marquette at home. You see them lose games like they got killed by Cincinnati. They lost to Providence. Notre Dame, they lost to Providence twice and Pitt twice. They lost to Columbia Lions, Alabama by 22, and LaSalle in overtime.
An Alabama team that's not very good.
No, and LaSalle. So, but they're still going to be in the tournament. That's because they, destroy these top 5 teams. Villanova is easily the weirdest team this year.
What is Villanova's record this year?
19-12.
Yeah, 19-12. They'll get in, though,
Right.
because of their
Based
marquee
on their
wins.
quality wins.
Right. Over their marquee wins. And that leads me to talking about basketball and where we're at. University of Florida plays today, or is it tomorrow?
No, they play today at noon.
Against
Kentucky.
Kentucky. It is today, not tomorrow. Sometimes it's on Sunday, that game.
Yeah.
So Florida plays at noon against Kentucky.
CBS.
Kentucky wins this basketball game.
Be huge.
I still don't think they're in the tournament.
Yeah, they're one of the last 4 out, so that means
That
they're
was
up
an
there.
ugly loss against Georgia.
Right.
An ugly loss.
But I think it depends on what else they do in the tournament as well. They're coming off 2 bad losses.
If Kentucky
Arkansas and
loses,
Georgia.
if Kentucky loses to Florida, I'm saying it right now. If Kentucky loses to
they're
Florida
out.
today, even if they win the SEC tournament, they're out.
Yeah, it's impossible.
I know. The only way Kentucky gets in, if they lose to Florida today, the only way they get in is winning the SEC
You know
tournament.
what I have a problem with about the NCAA tournament? Nobody ever talks about it. If Kentucky is one of the last 4 in or out, like North Carolina might be, they're not going to put Kentucky in as a 12 seed like they should.
No.
Kentucky's
That is
still
a
going to
problem.
be
They'll
like
still
a
be, they'll
10,
be like a 9 seed or a 10 seed.
Yeah.
Just like if
At the worst.
Carolina beats Duke today,
It should be a 13 seed.
and then
You know?
Carolina wins 2 games in the ACC tournament, gets to the finals of the ACC tournament, Carolina will go into the tournament, which I don't like, and I'll tell you why I don't like it. Carolina has no shot at winning the tournament.
Might
I'd
as
be
well
able-
win the NIT.
Exactly. I'd watch the NIT and be happy that they won the NIT because they got no shot at winning the tournament. But they'll go in as a 9 seed or a 10 seed when in reality they're 13 or 14 seed.
Right. But it does set up a great, Sunday or Saturday on CBS on the first weekend to have
Which is
a number 1 seed
which is exactly what I'm
against
saying.
a North Carolina or
Which is
Kentucky.
exactly what I'm saying. It's all about. They say that the seeding is done objectively to what CBS gives you the guidelines to do.
Right. Because usually,
Like I promise you, CBS right now is not happy with one of the teams that are being talked about in every mock bracket I've seen has this team as a number 2 seed.
New Mexico.
And I promise you,
CBS ain't
CBS
about
is
that
not
one.
happy about
No.
New Mexico being the number 2 seed.
Not at all.
But New Mexico's earned the number 2 seed. They've had a great season this year. They're 25 and 4.
Gonzaga either, number 1.
That's the other thing. They're really not looking forward to Gonzaga, especially if Gonzaga goes in as the number 1 overall seed.
Which easily they
Although
could do.
they'd be out west, and it'd probably help ratings out west. Because the East Coast turns the TV off, but the West Coast, everybody will turn it on.
What do you like better, when it was CBS around-the-clock coverage and they would switch to games, or now that you can watch
On
all the games?
TNT and everything. I'm a fan of the, going from one game to the other, bouncing around.
Yeah,
I don't like the fact that there's 8 channels showing this NCAA, but I understand why they're doing it.
Right, it's cool.
And you can watch the full basketball game of the team you're pulling for.
Exactly.
But there was just
now that
something.
Miami's in it, I appreciate that I'm going to be able to watch the full game. Last year, I didn't like how they got rid of the pop in, let's go to this game over here and this game over here. But now that I'm actually interested in something going on in college basketball, I can see why they did that.
Well, that's another team.
But Miami's going to be stuck on like True TV, I guarantee.
And Miami's going to be
Number 2,
everybody
number
was
3.
talking about them as a 1 seed, and now they've played their way right into a 3 seed.
Right. They play Clemson today. They have to win
Miami
this.
or at Clemson?
At Miami. They have to win this to
get a first-round bye in the ACC.
It's at Miami.
So I still think the best team in the country is the University of Indiana.
Me too.
I don't believe Gonzaga is the best team in the country, but, you don't have to be the best team in the country. That's the uniqueness of the NCAA tournament. I hate it when people say, we're the best team in the country. No, you aren't. You just won the tournament. You get a national championship trophy because you won the tournament. But all that is a team that can play 6 games the best of anybody. It's not the body of work. It's the body of 3.5 weeks that win the national championship. We're going to take a break. We come back. Ron Zook joined us yesterday. Talked with Buddy about water skiing and all kind of things. And are the streaks still alive? The Miami Heat and the Chicago Blackhawks. We'll address that next on Buddy's Saturday Sports page on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. I want to tell you about a conversation I had recently with General Manager Pat Murray on the great family atmosphere at Country Club of Ocala.
It's a family-first club. Again, we have any number of different types of memberships, but obviously the one that attracts the greatest level of interest is our family. And the reason for that is we have a little bit of something for everybody. I mean, we obviously have a world-class golf course. We have 7 tennis courts here for all levels of tennis players. We have a junior Olympic-sized swimming pool. We have a fitness center that's second to none, and we have state-of-the-art equipment in our fitness center.
Country Club of Ocala, where the facilities are all a family would ever need. For more information, call today at 352-237-6644. That's 352-237-6644. Country Club of Ocala, proud sponsor of Monday's Gator Report and Gator Talk Thursday right here on The Source.
Hi, I'm Lisa Midget with Kinetic Motion Fitness, Ocala's premier small group and personal training fitness studio. Did you know you can achieve all your fitness goals, whether that's losing weight, getting fit, or training for a personal best, all with no membership fees? Have you ever been embarrassed or intimidated at a big gym because you're not a Greek god or a size 0 supermodel? Have you ever felt like your gym would rather you not even show up? At KMF, we have a team approach that focuses on small classes and personal training, and you'll feel like family, not just another number. No more boring treadmills or endless reps. Our classes are fun, energetic, and get you the results you want. And I should know, with the help of our great trainers, I lost over 100 pounds in 8 jean sizes, and I did it using no heavy equipment and no magic pills, just fun and effective workouts. And yes, I did say fun. Come join us at KMF. Visit our website at kmfocala.com or like us on Facebook. Again, that was kmfocala.com.
This is James Snyder inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy, right here on WOCA 1370.
Hi, this is John Sotomayor, Executive Editor of Ocala Magazine, here to tell you that Ocala Magazine now has its very own radio show, and it's right here on WOCA The Source. Tune in every Friday at 9:30 a.m. when we bring the pages of Ocala Magazine to life. We'll be covering the latest stories that impact your world right here in Ocala. Be sure to tune in every Friday at 9:30 a.m. for Ocala Magazine Radio, right here on WOCA 1370 a.m. and 96.3 FM, The Source.
Trucks and cars.
Back on Buddy Saturday Sports page, I'm your host, Tom Schmitz, joined by JJ LaSalva. Yesterday, at Community Gazette Day from Gateway Bank, we're just sitting around in the bank getting the show started, and Ron Zook, former coach of University of Florida, walks through. So he was kind enough to sit down and have a conversation with Buddy. If you missed that conversation, here's Coach Ron Zook with Buddy Martin yesterday on Community Gazette Day from Gateway Bank.
You just never know who's going to show up. And sure enough, we looked up Ron Zook in the house, and he's considered to take a couple minutes to spend with us. Coach Zook, Buddy,
good to see you again.
It's good to be here. This is kind of my bank.
I know it is.
Obviously, it's a different kind of bank. It's a bank where people love to come into. You never know who you're going to see, who you're going to meet, and it's just a lot of great people here.
This Tom Ingram guy, he I don't know how he does it. I think what he does is he has good people. He just tricks them into working for him. You know what I mean?
Well, that's exactly right. But you know what? The thing of it is, Tom cares about this community, cares about this town, and the people in it. And usually people who care about people are good people.
Well, I think he's done a great job here. I just don't want him to hear it too loud because I told him about it. When you give him too much praise, his head swells up.
Well, anybody that was out on the barefooting on the lake this morning, when the weather was the temperature was probably 35, the water was probably between 58 and 60, and he didn't wear a dry suit. And we need to maybe have him checked a little bit.
I would think so. Of course, we know why he really did it. It's always for a little publicity, He is,
the barefoot gang.
It's going to be a good story.
Oh, I'm sure it will be.
And I'm not doing it, even though I'm doing it, it's going to be a good story. It's all the gang over the barefoot gang. I never could barefoot. No, I just couldn't do it. I was lucky to get up on two skis and then get on a slalom. That was the evolution for me. And then barefoot never somebody did down at Cypress Gardens,
Well, those guys can all do it, and they're all good at it. Of course, I'm sure Gene didn't barefoot. Gene Camp didn't barefoot because he's coming off that that knee
saw that
snow skiing. But Gene will be back. He'll be back quick. Believe me, the best thing he did was what he does, and that's why he'll come back quick. So, but Gene, I don't know if people don't know, Gene had a little accident out in Colorado skiing, and I'm fortunate that he didn't really mess his knee up. But I think a lot of that has to do with the kind of condition he's in, and he works out, and he's strong. And he'll be back. He'll be barefooting before you know it.
Now, you've seen a lot of bad injuries in football.
I have.
How does that knee look compared to the ones you've seen?
Well, the thing of it is, and Kevin, his son, when he texted me the picture, because it was all swollen up, Gene was walking around. That doesn't really mean anything. And when he said the ACL wasn't going, then there's a pretty good chance that he's going to have a fast recovery. And as I said, the fact that he's in great shape and his legs are in great shape and strong, I've seen a lot of guys, a lot worse things than that. But he'll be back. He'll be back quick.
Good. Now I know you're getting out of here to go with Tom and see a couple of highlight players or something.
This is Tom just saying, come on, we're going to go do this, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Sure.
You might have second thoughts when you see who those guys are. But let's leave it at that. I'll let Tom report on that when he sees it. But let me ask you, last time we talked, you had just completed your first year at CBS.
Right.
You seemed like you really liked it. And you said that you were thinking about doing more. Is that all true?
They've talked to me about doing more. I did enjoy it, but it was completely from a completely different perspective. And you see why opinions get formed. And in fact, I was down with John Gruden yesterday, and we were talking a little bit about, we were doing. Actually, we had E.J. Manuel on the quarterback show John's prepared for, and you talk about how things get started, and sometimes people say something, and other people take it as gospel, and it's not necessarily true. And so I saw that side of it. It was good. I really probably knew more about college football, followed college football more this past year than I have any other year because, I was involved and had to have a little bit of understanding of what was going on. So I enjoyed it. It was fun, a lot of travel, but still spent a lot of time in New York City. But that's not so bad either.
Yeah, I've been there, I've done that, and I actually enjoyed it myself. I think you really did a good job in your first year. I know how tough it is in your first year because you got to adjust to a lot of things, and I think you had a learning curve there, and if you decided to do this, you could be pretty good at it.
There is a lot more preparation than what you would think. And the first 5 weeks, the first half of the season, I was doing games on the weekend and our show on Tuesday nights, and I was home 1 day a week. I said, whoa, I'm not trying to start a new career, but I did enjoy the show and so the guys I work with. And
who are some of the guys you worked with?
Well, Adam Zucker is actually the host.
I heard that. What a great combo. Zook and Zucker.
That's exactly how he always starts it off. Randy Cross, played for the 49ers for a long time.
Knew Randy when he worked at CBS.
BJ was a guy who played at Texas. Once again, good. Aaron Brooks, good guys that know the game, guys that played the game. They've never coached, so they always have their opinions and so forth. But Brian Jones particularly, being from Texas, he's always going to throw his comments in about Texas. But it was fun, and once again, the thing that was really good for me is they all kind of took me under the wing and gave made me, help me, if I'd get tongue-tied or something on the air, and if particularly if it was a live feed or something, I mean, they would kind of pull me through it, and so it's always good to know you got an anchor right there.
What's the most terrifying moment you had on TV? Because I know when the light goes on and suddenly you got to talk and you think, well, what if I don't have anything? Some guys freak out. You had a little more experience with the media. What was it like for you?
I never had a moment where I was in a complete panic. I mean, probably actually doing the games was the hardest thing, because you're trying to memorize names and know what's going on there. I mean, see, the football part's easy. I mean, you can kind of get a feel how the coaches are trying to attack, what they're doing offensively or defensively, how they're trying to attack it, and so forth. And I would never kind of come out and question coaches. I would, kind of give my opinions of what I thought they were trying to accomplish and so forth. But knowing the names, and it goes fast. And we started off with having teams like Houston, and whether it's Hurry Up, La Tech, those teams are they're going fast, and you got to talk fast.
No time there.
There's not a lot of explaining going on.
Yeah, that's interesting. Final question, Coach. Thanks for spending some time with us. A lot about the concussions and the problems. I read a story yesterday that now they found out on the high school level that they found that players can actually have problems that don't relate directly to the concussion, but they have head injuries, which is a whole new concept. I think I've got this right. Read the New York Times. There's more and more we're learning about this.
Well,
what do you think about it?
Here's the thing that's a little bit sad, in my opinion, is they're using football as the way to learn this. Now, I mean, there are so many sports out there.
Boxing.
You could boxing, but
MMA.
How about soccer?
Yeah.
My daughters used to get she had broken bones. I mean, the headers that people say, well, using that, heading with the ball, that causes issues also.
As a matter of fact, I just saw a story about that very thing. They put electronic gear on some girls soccer teams who do the headers. They found that they do suffer some kind of concussions from headers and can be injured. Who thought? Whoever knew?
And so the thing I think it's good is football's kind of bringing it to light. But there's an awful lot of there's very few sports out there where you don't have a chance or opportunity to get dinged in the head. And the one thing you do have with football is you have a protective element in the helmet, and those helmets are pretty safe. I think the game is becoming more violent. The guys are bigger, stronger, faster. The collisions are much more. But I think they're going to do everything they can do to make it as safe as possible.
One more tiny question. If you signed tomorrow to coach again, if you decide you want to coach, and you're going to SEC, Big Ten, whatever, what offense would you run?
Oh, I'd be a spread guy. I'd have the option element in it, because
you did some of that in Florida early on.
Everything that we had done offensively was what I hated to see as a defensive football coach. And 3 or 4 years ago, John Gruden and I used to discuss this, and John said, "Well, they can never be used in the NFL." And I said, "Well, why not?" And obviously, as you look at these quarterbacks that are coming into the NFL, and even John has kind of changed his thinking to the point of, hey, the option does create issues, and a lot of issues. And John's probably, I don't, correct me if I'm wrong here, but John is the last quarterback that to win a Super Bowl that his quarterback never took a shotgun snap. Every snap was under center. So he's really come a long way in his thinking in terms of where the game has evolved to.
That's big.
It is big.
It took an explosion for Spurrier to go the shotgun.
That's right.
Finally got into it and won a national championship.
Do you remember the game he went to it, though?
Alabama SEC championship.
No, how about the 1990, actually the 96 Fiesta Bowl? We played Nebraska.
Yeah.
And that wasn't good.
That wasn't good at all. Yeah. I know, yeah.
He got involved a little more protection.
Good.
After that, he got involved a little more protections.
That's like saying the Hindenburg was a rough flight.
Poor Danny, he took some shots in that game.
He did take some shots.
Anyway.
Good to have you, Coach.
Appreciate it, buddy.
All the best to you. Ski well and enjoy your trip up to
where we're
place you're going. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Appreciate
all right, Coach Ron Zook joins us for a little impromptu session there.
That was Coach Ron Zook, dropped by the show yesterday. Just happened to be in Gateway Bank. That's movers and shakers at the Gateway Bank. You never know who you might run into at Gateway.
Me, you.
Yeah, me, you. Greg Graham and Chris Blair were there yesterday. Chief of Police of Ocala and the Sheriff of Marion County were there for Ask the Cops. Tom Ingram came in. Him and Coach Zook were going to watch some highlights, so they stopped by on the way out to watch some highlights. So you never know. We're going to take a break. When we come back, a U.S. goalkeeper in soccer down for the count.
And the Heat. We got to talk about the Heat.
And there's a streak still alive. The Miami Heat had a 16-game winning streak on the line. Chicago Blackhawks had a 25-game win streak on the line.
Sort of. Point streak.
Point streak. Are the streaks still going? We'll find out about that next. Plus, are you kidding me? It's on its way too. All that on Buddy Saturday Sports page on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, streaming live at WOCA.com. The Source.
Hi, this is Buddy Martin. If you have an award or a trophy in your house, there's more than a good chance it came from BJ Trophies Gifts and Awards. At BJ Trophies, Floyd Hirschberger and his staff have a lot more than just trophies. Among the items they specialize in are donor recognition walls and trees, personalized or engraved gifts, cast bronze dedication plaques, wide format digital printing with posters, banners, and signs, and promotional products. Floyd is the official trophy and awards maker for the Voice of Ocala radio show and is North Central Florida's leader in custom recognition programs, corporate awards, industrial engraving, unique gifts, and advertising specialties. When Angie Lewis went shopping for something to award to the winners of her State Farm Good Neighbor Award, she shopped first at BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Check them out at 1735 Northeast Jacksonville Road on North Magnolia's Miracle Mile, or call them today at 352-732-2249. BJ Trophies Awards and Gifts. Trophies is just our middle name.
Commercial Bank approval. Vehicle purchase price fixed rate allowance. Offers no combined.
Are you bored, tired, and disgusted with your old car?
Hey, this is Cupid, Chris Spears from Prestige Auto Sales. I want you to love your car, so trade in the old car you hate.
Even if you're still making payments. Even if you owe more than it's worth.
And I'll help you drive a nicer, newer car sooner than you ever thought possible. Plus, when you use your tax refund as a down payment, you'll get a lot nicer, newer car. So you can hook up with a car you love today.
Bad credit? Cupid got you down? Our For the People Credit Approval Specialists are world-class matchmakers. They'll connect you with the lender most likely to approve your loan.
Hate your old car?
Dump it and fall in love with a nicer, newer car today, even if you owe more than it's worth or still making payments. Plus, turn your tax refund into your down payment and save a lot on a car you'll love.
Hurry, this Love Fest ends when we match 57 people with a car of their dreams. I'm Chris Spears, and I'm a dealer for the people. Visit me in Ocala or Bellevue.
Online at PrestigeSaysYes.com.
Or call 694-1234. See you at Prestige.
Don't get caught in the dark. Call Tri-County Generators, LLC first at 1-800-622-1957, your authorized Generac dealer. Tri-County Generators are there when you need them with new generators for home standby, commercial, RV, and portable generators. They also service your existing systems. Now is the time to act. Be prepared before you have an emergency. Call Mike Gant today at 1-800-622-1957. That's 1-800-622-1957 for Tri-County Generators.
You've got a garden and we've got a show for you called You've Got a Garden with your host, Master Gardener Carol Ann Baldwin. Carol Ann answers your questions about your flowers, your veggies, your grass, your trees, even questions about your bugs. And she's only on WOCA, so don't miss Carol Ann Baldwin and You've Got a Garden each Tuesday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. right here on WOCA The Source.
WOCA, Ocala.
Y'all come back again. Pray that our boys come home alive. And when old glory flies, we still hold our hands.
We're back for the final segment of Buddy Saturday Sports Page. I'm your host, Tom Schmidt. JJ, who's Tim Howard?
Dwight's brother.
No.
Tim Howard is Everton Football Club goalkeeper, also United States national team's goalkeeper.
Got a broke back.
Right. Sort of. A broken bone.
Two bones in his back. He'll likely miss the America's World Cup qualifiers against Costa Rica and Mexico.
Which are actually massive games considering the United States lost their first World Cup qualifying match, which means they might not go to the World Cup.
Costa Rica and Mexico. Mexico's tough out.
Mexico's way better than us.
Right. Costa Rica, they should beat.
Yeah.
But Mexico, tough out for the Americans. Aston Villa's Brad Guzan.
Another goalie for us.
Is poised to take over in goal what would be his first qualifier in 4 years. If this guy ain't good enough to even break into a qualifier in 4 years.
He plays in the Premier League. He's legit. That's the one position where the U.S. has a lot of depth.
All I know is Tony Meola used to play goal for the U.S. That's all I know.
No idea who that is.
Yeah, it was like 98.
All right.
That's all I know. And then he tried after the World Cup, that was with Lexi, no, it may have been 92, with Lexi Lawless and all those guys.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah. And then Tony Meola he got signed as a free agent by the Jets. Going to make him a place kicker.
The New York Jets.
The New York Jets. Going to make him a place kicker because goalies are the kickers. You can say what you want about strikers and everything. The guy that can really put foot in the ball is the goalie.
They're kicking like 80 yards.
Yeah, that's the guy that can put foot in the ball. But it did not translate for Tony Meola to the NFL. Something about 80-yard wide field and 9-yard wide goalpost.
Sometimes that'll get the best of you.
You can kick a soccer ball 75 yards to somebody's head because there's a bunch of heads out there to run under it. That set of goalposts in the NFL is 9 yards wide. You can forget about it.
It doesn't move.
And it's only 9 yards wide. So, little different. That's the only goalie I remember. But Tim Howard, U.S. goalkeeper, out for at least 2 qualifiers with 2 broken bones in his back. He was hurt February 26th in a FA Cup win. What's that mean?
FA Cup is a competition that they have sort of in the middle of the year that's different from the actual Premier League.
Well, he heard
it.
He heard it in a win over Oldham and missed last week's Premier League game against Reading.
Look at you killing these names.
This ends a streak of 210 consecutive league matches in the Premier League, 2 shy of the Everton record set by goalkeeper Neville Southall from 87 to 93. You a big fan of Neville Southall?
Massive.
Everton manager David Moyes said Howard will miss Saturday's Cup quarterfinal against Wigan and the March 16th match league versus Manchester City, but will probably return March 30th against Stoke.
Listen to you killing these English names, bro.
Bro, you're
doing awesome.
It's English.
Yeah,
How hard is it?
Let's pull up the Italian league. That's another story.
Yeah, I don't even try that. Darren Williams last night.
Off the chain.
Off the hook. Set an NBA record 9 3-pointers in the first half last night. Basket must have looked like a hula hoop. It must have been so big to him.
Also, the Wizards didn't do a great job of guarding.
But still, you
got to put a couple men on him.
But you still got to bang that. But that's still a long way.
38 points in the first quarter for the Nets.
Yeah. But 9 3-pointers in the first half.
Evans had 24 rebounds for the Nets as well.
He had.
And it was 4 of 16 from the line.
What do you have, 11 3-pointers overall?
Williams, yeah.
33 points just off 3-pointers.
But that's not. I mean, that's great. But the story of the night, man, I'm telling you, it's Reggie Evans.
24 rebounds
and went 5 for 16 from the line.
Yeah,
like, that is a hilarious game.
It's just. Chicago Blackhawks go into Colorado last night, sporting a 25-point streak, 25 straight games with a point. That means they either won or tied. No losses.
Overtime loss, but that doesn't really. They still get a point for
Right, you get a point for overtime. Going to Colorado last night. Colorado, not a very good team this year. Looked like the streak would go to 26. Not so fast, my friend. Colorado destroys the Blackhawks last night.
6 goals to 2.
Yeah, 6-2 in a huge win. Ends the streak at 25 straight games to open a season with points scored.
Now they have
still an NHL record.
1-game losing streak, so that is the 7th longest.
Yeah, 7th longest in the league this year. Another streak, the Miami Heat, 16-game win streak is now a 17-game win streak. Beat Philadelphia last night. Dwayne Wade is unconscious right now. You know, I know LeBron James is playing out of his mind. So is Dwayne Wade. LeBron last night goes for 25 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, and 2 blocks. I don't want him to get lazy, so he made a steal and got 2 blocks. Here's the funny line, though. Heat pull by Sixers late for 17th straight win. clinch playoff spot.
Yeah. March 8th.
The playoffs, which end sometime in the NBA, I think they end sometime in November. I don't know when it is the playoffs end. I think it's like November.
No, there's probably a good 2 months.
The playoffs don't even begin till the end of May. And the Heat already clinched at least a number 8 seed.
That's so rad.
What? I don't know if that says Miami's great or the rest of the league is just the rest of the East is just terrible.
East is not the best.
I know. Speaking of the NBA, are you kidding me? This week I've listened to no less than 5 ESPN analysts who are supposed to be the know-it-all, be-all, end-all, know-it-alls of basketball. Kurt Rambis, Tim Legler, just to name 2. Chris Broussard, all of them saying Derrick Rose, even though his doctors cleared him, everybody needs to relax. He knows his body. He knows when to come back. Are you kidding me? 4 weeks ago, Dwight Howard was cleared by the doctors, but he said he wasn't going to play till he felt good about playing, and everybody was killing him for quitting on his team. We know what Derrick Rose is doing. Derrick Rose doesn't want to come back on a Chicago team that is not going to be better than maybe the runner-up in the East.
He's coming back for the playoffs.
He's not coming back for the playoffs.
Yes, he is.
Are you kidding me? Broussard and all you guys telling, Derrick should take his time. You hypocrites. 4 weeks ago, Dwight needs to get back in there. He don't need to quit on his team. You can't have it both ways, ESPN. Are you kidding me? For JJ LaSalva, I'm Tom Schmidt saying I'm on my way to play golf. I hope everybody has as good a weekend as I'm going to have.